Hello, welcome back to another conversation. We are still on these conversations of the trend that is going on in the country, whereby African Americans are living their, flashy life in the US and deciding to settle here in Kenya. And today I have another guest. He's going to introduce himself and tell us more about his journey, his experiences, and how he's finding our country here in Kenya. So take the stage and welcome.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you having me on here.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Mario. That's my government name, but my entertainment name is Lukango. I make beats. I'm a producer, and I do YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
Been in Nairobi for about 3 months now. Love it here. I visited back in October when I was on vacation for a month, and then I decided that I wanted to look forward to trying to get permanent residency here. So I'm not really like a permanent resident right now. I'm definitely leaving in October again, but that's something that I want to happen for sure. Yeah.
All right. So was when you decided, you know what, I want to relocate to the motherland, was Kenya your first choice, or you had other places in mind?
Yeah, so Kenya definitely was not my first choice. By me being African American, of course, my first choice was West Africa.
Okay.
Because I guess that's where most of my descendants would have came from, was West Africa. But the more I started doing research, then I was like, okay, I wanted to go to Uganda. But the more I found out about like different things about like as far as the people in Uganda versus the people in Kenya, with me, I just figured it would be better to be in Kenya, because especially when other African Americans that I know that live in Uganda, they love Uganda, but they say specifically for what I want to do, Kenya would be a better option, especially when I do music. I've met musicians out here already that I'm currently working with.
Nice.
So there's a lot of different reasons why, but yeah, for the most part, it was hearsay about the country, about the people. And that was one thing that stood out to me. And then I visited and I loved it. Plus my girl's from here too, so yeah, that's a
so
good
that's
thing.
another contributing factor that
for sure.
Like, what, the people are good, everything that I really want to do, it's here. So you decided, what, this is my first choice and I'm gonna settle here.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was your first impression also in your cultural experiences that you had the first time you visited Kenya?
That's a good question. I would say it wasn't as big of a culture shock that I thought it was going to be, but it was minimally, because like I traveled the world, so it's really hard to get culture shock at this point, because with my job I was a sailor, merchant marine for the United States.
Okay.
So I seen like a lot of countries, but this was the first country I've ever been to where I don't feel like the minority. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I go outside and everybody's black, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, like even you got the hair like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I was in a place like the Philippines or Thailand or even in America, we're not necessarily the majority, but here it's different when you walk outside and you just see a whole bunch of black people.
You saw that you don't have to fight with your identity when you're here,
right?
Than when you're maybe somewhere like in the Asian, or maybe back in the States.
For sure, especially when you're in other places, because like I try to tell my friends who never traveled, like in Africa, you guys say we're American, which we are American.
Okay.
But when you go to other countries that don't have black people, you're African. It does not. They will respect you as being American, but that's their view of you. You're still gonna be African.
The first impression is that you have that skin. Most likely you're from this.
You're from Africa.
From Africa.
Yeah, and then it wasn't. It's not until like, especially when I was in like Australia, like there were a lot of times where I would go to a place and I could tell like the ladies, like she didn't want me in there. She was like, no. So I asked her, I said, I can't shop here? Yeah. And she said, oh, I didn't know you were American. And I was like, wait, what does that mean? She said, well, I thought you were African. And I was like, so Africans can't shop here? And she was like, no, it's not like that. So I was like, well, I'm just not gonna shop here because that's crazy. And then I met other Africans from the diaspora in Australia, and they were pretty much telling me the same thing about, you know, it's different because the lady who I ended up meeting there, she did my hair, but she was from the UK. And she was telling me, like, yeah, you're going to get treated differently than other Africans. The moment they find out that you're not African, you'll get treated differently.
When you mean not being African, is it that they want to perceive you as a superior, maybe human being because you're from the States?
I wouldn't necessarily say it is anything about superiority. I think it's just more monetary wise. I think they know, like, okay, you're American, and we know you're gonna have more money than Africans. When some of the Africans out there, the things that they might get into, so they're gonna be racially stereotyped, and they're gonna think it's everybody, because that's anytime you deal with a culture of people where you're the minority, all it takes is one person, then everybody's like that. So the fact is they might have had a bad dealing with one African, and now all Africans are like that. So anybody that looks black, now they're gonna look at you and then you're American, you're from the UK, or you're Canadian. Okay, you're good. You're good. But then it's just like you can't really be like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Hey, that one is an experience of its own kind anyway.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. That's why sometimes you have to travel and get to experience or interact with people so that you can get, okay, whenever I get to a certain point, yes, as much as I'm an African, I might be perceived different if I don't come from where they feel like, oh, when these people from this side of the country or this kind of the continent, they are better than people who come from this part of the continent, as much as they have the same skin tone.
Yeah, because I think it's just a Western philosophy. It's just a westernized. Oh, well, he's from the West, so he's more like us, and it's just like. And in some instances, I understand monetarily wise, because once, like, everywhere I've been to, I've always seen Africans. Everywhere I'm at, you're gonna see Africans. We everywhere. Like, you're not gonna get past that. But I can say that. Sometimes, like certain places like Japan, when I was there, there were definitely Africans there, but they were beggars, and Italy as well. But it wasn't like all of them. But you just see that
a portion.
Yeah, and it might be like a family, so it's just like 15, 20 people.
What?
So then automatically people will just be like, oh well, Africans are beggars, and it's like, bro, it's one family. Like, you guys have a whole nation of people here that are begging, but you can't necessarily say your nation is a nation of beggars as well. So it's just it's a thing to where the westernized propaganda, everything, where they always believe that Africans are always scammers or beggars, and it's not even like that. It's not even like that. So when you see one, it's like, okay, now all of them, and it's just like, man. Because even I asked one person one time in Australia, and I was just like, well, how many Africans have you dealt with? And it was like, oh, all I needed to deal with was one. And I was like, you realize how messed up that is? But I can say, when I was in Australia, it was nothing but love. You do deal with that. Being black, you're going to deal with that in any country that does not have majority black people. You're going to always deal with it. It does not matter. They don't care if you try to tell them. I try to tell people about, like, how it is in America, where when you come to America, even if you're Kenyan, like, certain people might think, okay, I'm just going to be, well, I'm not African American, I'm Kenyan, or I'm Nigerian. They don't care. You're black. They do not care.
The only disconnecting factor, it doesn't matter where you are, as long as...
Yeah, that's how America is.
Wow.
And you don't really, so we got what is called your Negro wake-up call. That's what Americans have. We always say that. We're like, you'll get it. It doesn't matter if it'll take a couple months or a couple years, but you'll definitely get it, and they will definitely let you know, like, hey, listen, you're not one of us.
Yeah.
But that's almost any society, which you're not the minority in. Well, that you are the minority in, that you're not the majority, because you know, Asia's the same way. But you get so much love in Asia. I mean, everywhere in Asia I go, bro, they love black folks. Like, you know, they don't care if you're African American or African. They love you.
Wow,
like, they love
nice.
us. But it is so good. But you're still gonna deal with certain things because of prejudice, and that's just how it is. That's just how life is. So I never let that stop me. But when it comes to, because everybody in my profession, most of them don't live in America. We all decide to live everywhere, but the majority of them live in the Philippines or either Thailand. I'm like one of the only ones that decided, okay, I'm gonna move to Africa. But besides the people who are from Africa, because I sell with Tanzanians, I sell with Kenyans as well. And so they like coming back home, and I know one African guy, he moved to Japan, but his wife's Japanese, so he preferred Japan as well. Japan's very beautiful, but they work
I have seen a lot of videos from Japan, and Africans who are living in Japan, they have nothing to complain about Japan. They'll be like, oh, people are good here. There are some sections whereby people will look at you weirdly.
You're definitely gonna get stared.
The majority people be like, oh, they want to know more about you, where you're from, why you're there, how the experience, things that. Now this comes to, was coming to Africa, was it a spiritual journey, or were you trying to find the roots where your ancestors were from, or there was something more than that you were seeking?
So it was definitely something I can say that was more than just a spiritual journey, because me personally, like, I do believe that my people came from Africa, but I also do believe that natives were black, because if you look at the older picture of Native Americans, they were definitely black. You see what I'm saying? But I believe that the original people to most of these places we come from is black. The only place that I know of that they will tell you straight up is the Philippines.
The Philippines, yes.
They'll tell you straight up, like, the Etas, the Negritos.
Yeah, the
they're
Negritos.
Black
They're black
for
people.
Sure. But and then you got places like Australia who they won't. I mean, they can't deny the Aborigines because of course they're black. But then you got places like Brazil and then Americas where it's just like, nah, there were never no black people here. And it's like, you can't really say there were no black people here.
You can never say. What if my history is serving me well is that some of our ancestors, they were long distance traders.
Oh, for sure.
Some of them walked as far as Europe. If there was somewhere I read whereby Europe was first conquered by the kingdoms, the
Moors.
The Moors who were traversing that land and trying to do the trade and finding new places to settle. Then they whitewashed that on. They said that Europe was first conquered by. They were talking about the Great Britain War and things like that. So they tried to whitewash that so that people cannot be like, okay, so that means the black people were the first people to conquer, especially places like Italy, places like those ones were first. And the black people who were traveling there, they established some kingdoms over there. And then now it came to battle and they were conquered, and now they decided, okay, we were the first people to settle here. So how are you finding it here in Kenya compared back to home, especially when it comes to community integration?
So that's a good question. Back home, like, I'm more of a homebody type person. I like to just stay home, play games, and make music. For the most part. Here, I see, like, one thing I love about Kenyans is the community, where it's like, I'm not sure, because I'm not Kenyan, but I'm not sure if people are as depressed in Kenya as they are in America. But people are very depressed in America, and in Kenya you see that you guys have community, you guys are with each other, and that right there, it helps the depression. Because like, I seen this one guy, he didn't have no shoes on, and he was pulling when they outside and they pulling a buggy, and they had a whole bunch of charcoal on it. He was real dirty, and it just looked like he was just like working hard, miserably hard. But he had the biggest smile on his face while he's running, and he's just like sitting there right here, and I was just like, man, I wish I could have that. I mean, that's one thing I love about it out here in America. Like, even with my people, I hate to say it, but we've lost connection with each other.
With each
There
other.
used to be so much connection in America when it comes to African Americans back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but with the assassination of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, there was a lot of psyops done, and I'm not saying that we don't hold no blame for it, but I'm just saying it's not something to where it's just we did that because that's what we wanted to do. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of experimentation that goes on with our people in America, whether it's through healthcare or anything like that. Yeah, because you can definitely look up the experiments that they've done throughout the centuries to Africans and like African Americans, to where even now you can see that they're still doing it. Like they're still doing the same things, but once we try to say something or we try to fight out against it, then you have people who will be like, oh, it's not like that for us. Then you have other immigrants and they'll be like, what? But it's not like that for us. And it's just like, but you don't know what you're looking for. So you don't, like, for instance, like I was trying to explain to a Kenyan before, I said, here, I could talk to a Kenyan and I could not know that this Kenyan has bad intention for me. I'm thinking everything's good. But another Kenyan could look and be like, hold on, you don't trust that person. But I don't know. It's the same when you come to America. The difference is when we go to other countries, so when Black Americans, when we come here, when you guys tell us certain things, we take heed. We don't just be like, no, it's not like that. But it's different for us because when we try to tell Africans, they're like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. No, it's not like that. They don't treat me that way. And it's just like, okay, you will see. But that's why we say you're going to get your Negro wake-up call, and you will get it. Because trust and believe.
At one point,
it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen, for sure. But that's why I like a place like this, because I understand that, you know, a lot of Kenyans don't understand why we would want to live in a place like this, because they're thinking we're coming here and we're adapting to Kenyan lifestyles. Like I make American dollars, so my money goes long here. Like this place right here is like $50K. This place in America would be like $2,500, maybe even $3,000. That is crazy. And not only that, the food in America is fake. They poison their citizens. That is the biggest one for me. The food it is so hard to find real food. It is so hard to find even the raw meat. When you get it from the store, you'll look at it and you'll be like, there's something wrong with this.
You know, it's very funny how whenever I have such a sit-down conversation, every African American who has settled here in Kenya, they talk about food.
Yeah.
There was a guy who is around 70 years and he told me that he came to Kenya. He was under medication. I can't remember if it was blood pressure or
it's probably high blood pressure.
Something of the sort.
Yeah.
But right now he has stayed here for 1 year and he's now off the medication because food here, he's saying food here is medicine.
Oh, for sure. It is. It's so, I love walking down the street and being able to get fruit and vegetables. I never have to check the fruits and vegetables. It trips me out because I'll look at the back of the ingredients. And we bought some banana chips and it was like banana, salt, and edible oil. And in America, you're going to have 1,000 recipes on here. Xanthrax 3, 5.0 made out of a lab in Cambodia. Like, bro, where do you even get this from? That's why everybody has such high blood pressure. That's why everybody, especially African Americans, because we that standard American diet, African people cannot eat like that. So we go over there and we eat like that, and we have high blood pressure. We have so many diseases because we're eating that food, and it's so trash. Oh my God, the food's trash. That's why when people come here, they always talk about, the first month or two you're in Kenya, you're gonna get sick. You're definitely gonna get sick. Your body's gonna start detoxing. Oh my God, it's gonna happen. But as well, it didn't happen to me because like I used to be like almost 300 pounds. Like right now I'm about 200. So I don't know how much that is in kilos, but I lost over 100 pounds. And so I fast and I'll do juice. Like before I came here, I did like fruits for like 2 weeks, and then I juice fast for like a week. So I get it all out the way, period. But if a person comes from a standard American diet, they could literally still eat the same way, but with the food that they get here, and they'll still lose weight. They'll still start to feel better. Not only that, one of the main reasons why our blood pressure is better regulated in a place like Kenya is because a lot of the police brutality and the things that we go through in America is not here. So it's like, man, you could breathe. Like, I don't get worried about the police here. Like, people tell me all the time, man, the police ask for a bribe, and I'm like, that's it?
That's it?
That's not bad. Even when they talk about, somebody will snatch your phone, or they'll rob you. I was like, what do they do when they rob you? Well, they'll take all your stuff, and I was like, that's it? In America, they're gonna kill you. He's gonna shoot you, and it's just like it's so. And especially with the police, you get stopped with the police out there, you could lose your life, and it doesn't matter if it's. And that's one of the things that I don't like about American media. It is so deceptive because they'll make you think that the police is only killing black people. But if you actually look, they're killing way more people than black people. But they're only the media is only gonna portray one thing, because if it's only black people, then everybody else is gonna be like, well, it's not that bad. Because if everybody else is saying that there's not a problem, then there's nothing that's gonna be fixed. The problem is once everybody starts looking at it and being like, hold on, y'all killing all of us, then there's gonna be a change made. But that's how the media they have to keep this certain thing. That's why even now you'll see the I'm not sure if you were privy to it, but there's a whole African American versus African beef going on. Yeah. All that is. That
was my next question.
Man, that's all internet psyop. I don't care about none of it. But now the problem I can say is to say for my African American side, I do understand why they would be mad, because I have been there and dealt with Africans, because a lot of times Africans will come over, and I understand that you come from a different position.
Yeah.
So when you get to America, you're thankful to be there, and I truly understand that. The problem comes. One thing we know is the way white people operate is in order to, if they want to, they're going to use a black face. The problem is it's hard to use an African American black face, except for like you got people like what is the guy's name? The guy who talked about General Lane, whatever. Man, that Lane. He is a prime example of a coon, but not all of us are like that. So when you're dealing with jobs that are here, they use Africans. And it's so easy for them to say, like, they'll tell an African this, that, and the third, and an African will automatically believe it. Versus, like, certain people in the Caribbean, Haitians don't really, but a lot of the times, it is like that. So they'll use that person against us. And it happens so much in America to where a lot of Americans, that's why they formed a foundational Black American, where they're just like, okay, well, you know, when we come over here, the first thing, I've had plenty of Africans tell me, you're not African. What tribe are you from? You're not African. So stop saying you're African. And I'm the type where I'm gonna say whatever I want to, because you're not going to tell me what I can. But that happens so much to where it's like the moment the Americans react, then it's just like, oh, Black Americans are this, Black Americans are that. Now it's just, oh, you guys don't want to be associated with Africans. And it's just, me personally, I know I don't let those people dictate anything, because like I tell my friends, a lot of that comes from the African American and Nigerian beef. The difference is that Nigerians they won't say you don't like Nigerians. They'll say you don't like Africans, and to bring every African in there. So then you'll have people like Kenyans or people from Uganda or Tanzania and be like, oh, you don't like us? Well, we never even got into it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We've never even got into it. Y'all are saying something. We've never even got into it with y'all, but it's what we go through in America. And I'm not going to sit here and say that we are so clean where our hands is, because we do a lot of foul stuff too. Of course. But one thing I can't stand is when an African always be like, oh, they used to make fun of me in school for being African. Bro, we make fun of everybody for being African. I was made fun of for being African. Like that's our love language. Black in America, we're gonna make fun of you if we love you. That's just how we are. So certain people, like when they're not used to that, they think like it's all bad or whatever. All bad and I'm definitely not saying some of those Africans that have their stories, their stories are not correct, because man, I'm telling you, there are some foul people back home. There's some foul people back home, bro. I'm telling you, for real, that'll hang them and that'll hang them dry. And I've seen it done to Africans, and I've had to tell some Africans like, look, don't trust them, because you see what they do. Don't do that. And they'll be like, well, why? And I'm just like, okay. And then I'll let them see, because I'll just say it one time. After that, I'll just stop talking, because I don't know if you're going to go back and tell this man, like, hey, is he? And then I can't have all that drama on me. Because in all actuality, it's the people who are oppressing
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm.
They need us to have this divide. Because what are they gonna do if we stop? What are they gonna do if we just stop?
And you
And then we're just looking at
you
them and-
disconnect yourself and you be like, you know what, you don't want us to do this, okay, but you still need us to do it for you.
Exactly.
So we ain't going to do it for you and don't need us.
Exactly. And it's so crazy because you'll have a Frenchman, an Australian, an Englishman, and an American, and we'll just say a Russian. We'll have all these people together, and they will literally work together because they're white. And they will make things happen. But you get an African American, a Nigerian, a Jamaican, a Haitian, a Kenyan. Man, there's gonna be arguing about this, about that, about the dumbest things. Like, bro, who cares? Are we gonna get this done or not? And that be my biggest upset because I don't care where any of us come from. I don't even care where you believe you come from. I don't care if you're an African American and you believe that you're Native American or you're Egyptian. It does not matter. All I want you to understand is we are all melanated people and we need each other. That's it.
As long as we understand each other, we are working well together. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is also what you believe in. That's for me.
For sure.
That's none of my business. As long as when we are having maybe this conversation, there is that respect, and also this and this and this and this. We are good.
Yeah.
So my next question is, since you have talked about operations and things like that, what is your take on Trump's administration cracking down on ethnicity? Because I have seen a lot of Mexicans being deported. Also, I've seen African Americans, African Americans who are born there being sent letters and being told, you know what, you need to deport yourself. Imagine you were born there.
Right. Yeah.
That is a white person being told you need to deport yourself. What about you as an African American, or maybe you as a Mexican? What is your take on his crackdown?
So honestly, being American and being black, it's a little. Okay, so I'm gonna start by speaking on the African American who was deported back to Jamaica. I don't understand why he didn't get his citizenship, because his dad was in the military, but he was born in Germany. But they say that wasn't considered. That's not considered. I guess that's not considered being an American.
An American.
But bro, I was born in a military family, so we traveled a lot, and I can't tell you how many Americans I know that were born in military bases. And from what my understanding was, if you are born in a military base on foreign soil, you're still an American. Because if you go to any of these bases, once you step foot on a United States military base, that is considered American soil. So how is it that you can deport that? Now, as far as like the illegals that are there, yes, I do believe that illegals should be deported in every country. If you are in a person's country illegally, you should definitely be deported, because nobody's going to be in my house without me knowing. So that is one thing I do understand. Now, the way he's going about it, is he going about it the right way? I don't see. I'm not really too much on the news about that, because I know there is a lot more Mexicans that are being deported, and I guess they're mad because they're saying the African Americans aren't fighting for them now. Which, why wouldn't we? Because y'all never fought for us. But then it's time, you know what I'm saying? But now we gotta come fight. We ain't finna do all that. But as far as like, I do think that it is criminal that, if you are in America illegally and you do get deported, I have no problem with that, because there's not one country that I've ever been in that if I was not there legally, I wouldn't be deported. People think, well, just because you're American, like you can go to countries and just be there as long as you can, or however you. No, if you overstay your welcome and you're American, they're deporting you with the quickness. But it's just like in my country, when they do that, it's considered bad. I think the worst part is the people who are citizens that are being deported. That's terrible. You know, I seen a guy, he was, so in America, the highest medal you can get is what's called a Purple Heart when you're in the military.
Yeah, when in the
That's
military,
the highest, and the Asian guy got the Purple Heart. and they deported him.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, he's been in America for I think like 15 years.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it's crazy, like stuff like that. But I do understand why he would crack down. The difference is the only thing that I find comical is, and I knew it was going to happen, is because once you deport all the Mexicans, then what happens to the farms that are paying them pennies on the dollar? Now they're all crossing, getting out there.
Because I was about to ask you, I was about to comment on that. Now agriculture, construction,
it's hurt.
Truck business is going to go down.
It's going down.
What healthcare? Because most of them, you find of them are nurses. Most of them are foreigners. Something of the sort. Yeah, as much as he's cracking down at, he is going to feel the itch, especially when it comes to food.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Most of the workers, and most of them are Latin American.
For sure. Yeah, because they're the only ones that's gonna take that pay. We're not. No American's gonna take that pay. We not finna. Man, what? They couldn't afford an American to do that. That's what I think. I don't understand, because if it was me, I would have just like went through a process where you can speed up the process for certain individuals. But I don't run a country, so I do know that you had a lot of you know what I'm saying, illegal activity on them borders. You had a lot of craziness on them borders. There was a lot of kidnapping and a lot of sex trafficking going on with the borders. So I do understand having to crack down on it. I don't necessarily think it was fueled by racism, because every country deserves to have its borders protected. Like nobody should just be able to come in a country. If they should be able to do it, we should be able to do it everywhere. Instead of where everybody's just like, well, we should be able to do it in America, but every place else has to have these strict laws. Like there's places, I'm pretty sure, like I think Malaysia may be one of them, where if you like get in there illegally, they'll like chop your hand off. I might be mistaken. There's one of these countries.
So if you know about that, please tell us on the comment
about
section.
something. There's one of these countries where they will literally chop your hand off. Your hand, or maybe that's for stealing. But I think it was in Malaysia. But one of these countries, I mean, there's a lot of different laws that are crazy when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, like their deportation laws or even the laws of overstaying. But in our country, it's just, okay, well, we'll deport you. And then I guess it's just terrible for Americans to do it, but everybody else can do it. But the way the Americans do go about it, it is kind of crazy. Like they have concentration camps and a whole bunch of stuff, bro.
I've heard about that.
That's the American way, man. People be thinking it's all peaches and cream in America. Like you finna go there and you finna be safe, okay?
So that's now where I come and ask you, please help an African who didn't want to relocate to the US, because of this phrase whereby they are told America is a land of dreams and a land of opportunities. You as a person who has grown there, I navigated the whole system, and now you decided, you know what, with my age, I'm gonna move to Africa. Please help them understand.
So the thing with America is it's very tricky because number one, the American dream has been dead. I think it's been dead since before I was born.
Yes.
That's why most Americans are in debt. They can't pay their debts. They live paycheck to paycheck. Their health is messed up. Like for Americans living in America, it is bad. And I know people say, oh, well, that's because you're lazy. You guys don't do any work. And it's so crazy because I'll tell anybody, African Americans weren't considered lazy until we were freed from slavery. The moment we were free from slavery, oh, they lazy. How? We built up plenty of things in America that is torn down. I mean, we had Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had that torn down. Rosewood, all that torn down.
Inglewood.
You know what I'm saying? All that has been torn down. Not to say that, no, there are certain instances where we played majority of the part, but Rosewood, we did not play no part in that. The woman said that, it wasn't even the woman. She got startled as the boy, that he was a male boy. He came into there, he got startled, she screamed. Into the elevator. They went up, white people heard it, then they wanted to hang the boy. So then there was a scuffle with the African Americans and the white people. Then some white people died, some black people died, and after that, they blew up the entire bro, they bombed it. And that's why I say, when they say there was no bombs ever dropped on American soil, that's how you can tell Americans are such liars. They'll say nobody has ever, y'all attacked us. The army, they literally got in planes over Tulsa, Oklahoma, and dropped bombs on innocent black people. They killed hundreds of black people. They jailed and took millions of dollars from us. Like, that was one of the biggest, but that wasn't the only one. That happens plenty of times. But there are systems like, so when a person say, okay, I want to come to America as an African, my thing I can tell them is, you can make money in America, but the problem is you have to make a lot of money because the cost of living is crazy.
It's crazy, yes.
I think for a 6-pack, for a 12-pack of eggs, I think it's like $8-9.
So that is around 1,000, almost 1,000.
Yeah, Kenyan shillings for
Kenyan
like 12.
shillings, yeah.
And like,
But here, that crate of egg is around 350.
Exactly.
370.
That's it.
So now consider the cost of living.
Cost of living. Then you got rent. Then you got transportation.
Yeah.
Bro, you got so much stuff in America. Now, you can make it happen. I would tell anybody, if you're going to go to America to get your citizenship to work, make your plan to retire in your country.
In your country.
Because the problem with Africa is you got too many talented people going to these countries and never coming back. Bro, the point is to go to these countries, get what you need, come back and build so that the next generation no longer needs to look and be like, I want to go to America. Because Americans aren't being raised like, I want to go to Kenya and go to school in Kenya or go to school here. And I mean, there is places that they go, but they're all European. But why can't we have that? Why can't instead we say, okay, well, I could be a Kenyan, but I want to go study abroad in Nigeria, or I want to go study in Tanzania, instead of having to go to the Europeans for everything. Because for what? Man, I see so many black people that are intelligent. Like, we don't need that. But
we don't need them to go that, and that's why they're coming with this narrative of, oh, you know what, we're gonna offer you full scholarship with tuition. So they want to get all those intelligent minds so that they will
continue to build America. And not build your own country. The only thing is to keep the people here without making money. That's the best way. Because if I keep taking your best people, that's why that's why the Americans and all these other places, they offer scholarships, even football, academics, all this stuff, because they have to take the best people. That's because you can't, like, what country, is like, has that same effect on America, where Americans, like, when we grow up, we're just like, oh, I want to go here. There's no place. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
America is it. So we stay there and we build. But then they also bring the best people of other places to come there
and build it.
But then the people who come there and they build, they never go back home. So we're taking all the best people. Even they're either staying here, they're going to Europe, Russia, China. But they're not staying home. But then they send their best people here. India, America, Chinese, they're all here, building up this land. And it's crazy because that's one thing I don't understand when some Africans say, why would you want to live in Africa? I'm like, do you ever ask that to a Chinese person? Because they're living lavish out here. They're living lavish.
Bro, where I live, the Chinese, they have their own malls, they have their own shops, they have everything they need, and they never restrict you to go in there.
Right.
They really integrate. Like, one of the apartments where so close to where I live, my house, most of the utility workers, most of the repairers, they're Chinese, and I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. Why can't an African do this? But they're the ones who have been given the mandate to construct and maintain those homes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. And that, it has opened my mind on some point whereby, why are all the Chinese, when they come here, they don't want to go back, they want to live here?
Probably the same way we do. we don't want to leave. It's so beautiful out here. I mean, I have to leave, and I'm regretting it. I mean, I got to go back and go to work and everything, but it's everything is here, bro. Everything is here. Everything is on the motherland, and then we all just need to work together and big. Cause that's my plan, my main goal. Cause I know when it comes to, I mean, I make good money in America, but out here I'm considered rich because of the difference,
the strength of the money that you're making. Yes,
exactly. And my plan is, which a lot of other African Americans, is to build businesses here and hire the locals. Because I'm not going to hire nobody else but black people.
Of course,
I'm not going to hire the locals. But it's different when you got And that's one thing I don't understand about certain countries in Africa where you go to, where when African Americans come there, then we have to do this. You have to give us this. You have to give us this. But bro, the Chinese are here, and they're literally taking everything. They're not hiring you. Now some of them are. Now, I'm not saying
some of them are. Yeah.
But for the most part, when other ethnicities come here, they hire their people, they build up stuff for their people, and they support their people. Versus when we come out here, we help to build up the locals. We hire other black people because we know how it is, but yet we still get the bad end of the stick. Like, we have to do more. And I'm just like, that's crazy, because I'm not gonna see, I'm different than other African Americans, because they gonna argue. I ain't gonna argue. I'm gonna do what I want to do, period.
Yeah,
if
you're
it's my business,
from your point of understanding.
Exactly. So I'm only going to hire Africans. Like, why would I not hire? Everything that I want to do business with is gonna be with Africans. That's the whole point of being on the motherland. But then you got other
nationality, What has been your biggest adjustment for the few months that you have been here?
The biggest adjustment is I would have to say it's this notion, which I don't necessarily think it's only because I'm American. I just think it's here in Kenya, to where a person can look and see that they have a business, and you are coming to their business to spend your money. So instead of doing a fair price, they're gonna upcharge you 10x, and then it's just like, I would have been a constant customer who would come every week,
now and then
you would always have a steady source of somebody that's. But the fact that you would do this, I'm not even gonna like shop here. So I know a lot of people think like, oh, it's because you're African American that it happens, but I've talked to plenty of Kenyans to know, like, nah, if you're a Kenyan and they think you got money, they're gonna try that to you too.
It has happened.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes someone asks, where do you live? And I'll be like, okay, when you mention a certain area, they'll be like, you got money, you want to pay this twice. So that has been a challenge when you're trying to adjust.
For sure. And that's definitely like the biggest thing, because that's not something you go through in America. With that being said, so the people will get, especially with African Americans, I don't even know why they would get mad, because they make it seem like they come over here and they're like, oh, all Kenyans want to do is overcharge you. Bro, we overcharge ourselves in America. It'd be so hard for me to put my money in a black-owned business when the same product you have, I can literally get it across the street for half the price you're selling it for.
Damn.
For half the price. You got it for $40 and they got it for $19.99.
So that is black capitalism.
That's just black people. And that's why I say, even here in Kenya, I tried to have this conversation before when it comes to tribalism, because there are certain people here who believe their tribe is better than the other tribe. So when I talk to them and I ask them, what about this tribe? They'll say, this tribe is like that, and my tribe isn't like that. This is what my tribe does. But me, knowing black people worldwide, I'm like, bro, every black person's like this. Even in your tribe, you're gonna have people like that. It's like, that's just like the whole being late thing. Bro, that's black people. I don't care where you go. I don't care where you are from. If that person is melanated, he's gonna be late. They're gonna be late. That's just black people. That's just how we are. I don't know why.
And we have been, as Kenyan right now, with this generation, we have been trying to fight that. Oh, whenever you want to do something, or there's something that happened, you want to talk about this tribe. There has been that the past, I think last month, no, I think this month, there was that political thing whereby politicians are saying, oh, this tribe is the one that is trying to fight and blah blah. Everyone on Twitter went like gun blazing. Even if you come from a certain tribe, they were giving themselves like that tribe's name, be like, we are all this tribe, if you try to attack this tribe. That is one thing that I have loved about the dynamic of the country at this point. Because like right now, everyone would be united. I don't know if you have noticed about that or you have experienced that, but for me, I can guarantee and tell you that it's happening. People want to be like, you're not going to divide us on the tribal lines. if we are Kenyans, we need to get an equal share of everything that is
Facts.
happening in the country.
That's the only way Kenya will ever be great. That's the only way.
Yeah.
It's tribalism. But that's one thing I can say, being here, seeing how Gen Z operate and seeing how like that tribalism is dying with them. They're not going for it.
They're
no
not-
more.
they're not
They
going-
don't care.
As-
They don't
as
and I
long-
like that.
As long as we understand each other, as long as you respect me and I respect you, we're
That's all
gonna
that
do
matters.
business.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because I know when it comes to African Americans, when we talk to a person and they're tribalist, we automatically don't trust them. And I wouldn't necessarily say we don't like them because we understand. But the reason why I say we don't trust them is because once you look at another tribe and you say, "Oh, that tribe's lazy," that tribe, to us you sound like a white person talking about black people. So it's like it's the same thing. That racism and colorism is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the only thing I can say. Other than that,
Yes.
I mean, Kenyans treat me with nothing but love. For the most part, I guess some people even think I am Kenyan. They'll come up to me talking Swahili, and I do not speak Swahili.
You'll be like,
So I'm like, nah, I don't.
So,
Kidogo.
Kidogo. So on that line, now you feel more accepted here than back in
But
the
at home?
States.
Oh, for sure, bro. I feel more safer here. So in America, so here, I can say I'm even more safer here than with Kenyans and black people, because black people will kill you. They're very aggressive, and I tell people that all the time.
Over even maybe a parking lot, or maybe you
Oh,
stepped
you
on their
step
shoe.
on their shoe, you get shot. That's the thing, bro. You will get shot, and I think that one of the things is, I'm gonna say, that also has a lot to do with the food. Because if you're eating fake food, your body cannot function in a way, your brain cannot function properly.
Yes.
So you have all these people eating all this processed food, processed sugar, they're drinking all this alcohol, doing all these drugs. Their mind isn't right. That's why they don't care about losing their life with 20 years, a life in prison, but it's not until after 30 days, maybe 90 days in jail. Now they're like, oh, because all that is left in the system. But here, I feel way safer than I have been in America, for sure.
Have you in the few months that you have been here come across or rub shoulders with the authority or something of the sort?
Now I had one of the army guys try to, because I used to smoke vapes and I was vaping in an area and he was like, you can't vape here. He asked, are you guys American? But you know, my girl, she's Kenyan. So then he was just like, he tried it, but then it was just like, nah, because I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm gonna be like, nah.
So it was like, okay, what? It was that
Right. Yeah, it was to me. I look at it as it was harmless. He was just trying to, but he wasn't. It wasn't necessarily like
aggressive
or anything. Yeah, it was more funny than anything. Like you tried it, and we both laughed, and I just went on about my business. But as far as like, I hear some of my brothers out here explaining like extortion. No, I haven't been extorted, but I keep a low profile.
Just keep
very low profile.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
Wow. So you being here, it's showing. Has it affected or improved maybe your mental status or mental stability?
For sure.
Oh
man, for sure, 100%. Like when you come to America, when you come here, it's just you feel like you can breathe. Like I don't have to look over my shoulder so much. Like my girl, like she'll tell you, like when I first came here, like I was just so paranoid. Like I couldn't be in CBD for that long.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like,
yeah.
Have you ever been feel like paranoid or as if someone is watching you?
Oh, for sure.
My idea, you can just literally walk for 1 kilometer without even checking your bag.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so. The thing I can say is one thing that Kenyans would be easier at with dealing with when going overseas than it was for Americans, because in America we don't stare. Staring will get you attacked. We don't stare. So here people stare. And it's like that over in almost every country I've been in. People will stare at you for sure. will stare at you. So that because I'm thinking if somebody's staring at me, like, is he finna rob me? Is he about to attack me?
Yeah.
Because in America, like, if you see somebody staring at you too long, something's about to happen. You gotta be P's and Q's. You gotta be on point.
Yeah.
But here, it's just people want you to stare at you. So I mean, the first like week or two being here, it was very, very, very stressful for me seeing people stare, and then I just because my instinct is to be like, "What are you staring at? Like what? Like."
What?
But it's I understand like to certain people like maybe they're staring at me because they're like, he doesn't look like he's from here, or it's innocent staring. It's not like American staring.
Yeah.
In America, somebody staring at you, something's gonna happen. It's
Something's
very
gonna
violent.
happen.
Americans are
Right.
very violent, and I there's so many things that I see happen in this country where I would just tell my girl or whoever I'm with, like, yeah, in America they would have got shot for that, or something would have happened for that because Americans are very violent. Like very violent, and that's why I even tell people like if you go to America and you get into it, just walk away.
Just walk away.
Because
Just
we
be
have
the big
guns
man.
and we use them, and for sure. And if you do become a citizen in America, whenever you can, and it is legal for you to purchase a firearm,
yeah.
you better make sure you have one. Because if you want to sit here and say, oh, well, I believe in God, so God's going to watch me. I hear Africans say that all day. King David was chosen by God, and he kept a sword.
He kept us.
He did not play. He had weapons. Those ones, they didn't play. It's one thing. That's one country, because if things hit the fan, you are going to be subjected to people who have guns.
Yeah.
And
what is one thing that you miss about being in the States, especially when it comes to...
I would just say the accessibility to things. Man, in America, things are so accessible. Like I got nose piercings. The nose piercings you guys have here from the places I've went to, they're not like the ones we get in America. They're like really cheap, and I don't really like them.
Okay.
And I can't get the ones, even my gauges. You know, and it's so crazy because when I first came here, I'm like, okay, the last time I came to Kenya, I seen a lot of Kenyans with gauges. But here, I can't find nowhere to buy them. I can't find nowhere. So I would say the accessibility, Amazon, being able to, because by where I live in Florida, we have like 3 Amazon warehouses. So if when I order something, I can get it that day. You know what I'm saying? But Jumia is one thing that you guys have. That's like Amazon here.
Jumia, GG,
all that takes like 7 to 15 days.
They say it takes maybe 7 or whatever working time. But if you're considering be like, okay, maybe they give you a message, okay, your package is from the warehouse to the delivery, and then maybe they will send you a message, or this person is going to deliver, and then you contact the guy who is supposed to deliver. They might decide to give you within 2 days, it might be here.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but if you're not like, okay, so adamant, they'll be like,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is another thing I would say that I do miss about America that is not out here. Is like here, I can't say Kenyans are very hard workers, but they don't really do business like how we do business there. And I do understand that people will say like, oh, well, this is Kenya, we do business the way we do business. I say, yeah, but if you want to play at the big boy table, you have to do business like the big boys. Because I'm not finna do business with somebody who, if I'm doing business with a person and you're not doing business correct, and you think I'm gonna be like, oh, you're gonna tell me, okay, this is Kenya, and I got tens, if not hundreds of thousands of my dollars. I'm not gonna spend that with you. I'm gonna get, because there's bro. I know I sit there and I watch interviews and stuff with Kenyans who are out here killing it. They are killing it with business. They do business, and that's the one thing they talk about as well. They always talk about it like, oh, well, how certain people do business out here, even in America. I can't say that, but for the most part, because I can say African Americans are the same way. That's why I say melanated people are all alike. So African Americans are the same way. The difference is this country America isn't ran by African Americans. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't want to deal with that for the most part, you might have this African American group doing it, but you can just go to another one and you don't have to deal with that. Or every business isn't going to be like that. Versus in Kenya, this is Kenya. It's ran by Kenyans for the most part. So for the most part, there are certain things to where it's just like, okay, you deal with it because it's embedded in its society. But that's just something to where, like I say, there's a lot of things that I can look at that see, okay, this is a problem that Kenyans are having within their society. But I can also tell you right now that when you look at Gen Z, you're like, okay, they're gonna fix that.
They're gonna fix
You
that.
see what I'm saying? Because everybody's gonna, because like, with my people, I can say the Gen Zs are, I don't know, man. I have more faith in Kenyan Gen Z than the American Gen Z. Because especially African Americans, it's like all they want to do is do drugs and kill each other. It's terrible.
Yeah, and then they have been sold this narrative of you have to make it, if you are successful, you have to be either a musician or you're in NFL or you're doing NBA or you're doing American football. And then they perceive you, oh, now you're successful. And that's why maybe they put a lot of money on that so that they can pull you on that side of things than you being maybe like on the real estate business or maybe on the engineering thing
accounting or something
accounting
like that,
or finance or something of the sort. So they might do they I'm trying to ask you this, let me try to phrase it. When you are maybe an athlete compared to someone who is maybe like a doctor or a lawyer, will the society perceive you differently?
Oh, for sure. Man, in America, bro, they worship athletes. They're like gods out there.
Because I'm like, not to be derogatory or something, someone like Speed.
Yeah.
You see how...
Yeah. He's not an athlete, though. He's just a streamer. But I guess he just runs fast. But, yeah, that's like the thing. Like, they're, like, we worship these people. And it's just like, it's crazy because you have people, like you said,
who are
doctors,
making a difference.
And like you never heard of him. There was a doctor, if I'm not mistaken, in Africa. I think he was Nigerian, if I'm not mistaken. He did the first, I guess, the ear transplant, where he transplanted eardrum into a person. Now he can hear. Nobody knows who that guy is, but everybody knows whose Speed is.
Yeah, there's so many. There was also some African from South Africa. He did a very complicated transplant. I can't remember his name, but I know his story. It was just maybe a week in the internet or the social media, and then you did a good job. But someone like athlete in the state, they're a big deal.
He's a big deal. Rappers, musicians, they're a huge deal, man. I'm not even lying. And I even know for myself, like I'm a musician. I make music like that. That's my business. And I do know that when people hear my music, I can see how they change. And they're like, okay,
the reaction of the tone.
It's a whole different thing because of that. Versus if I meet, so just for instance, I have a homeboy. He's a lawyer. He does things in that instance. But the fact is, back in the days when I was around 17, 18, I was a rapper, made beats, and I was a drug dealer. My past was terrible.
That was that.
But that was the past. But I would get more love from people than he would because he was in law school, which was weird to me because I was like, I'm like terrible out here. Like I'm doing everything wrong. But that's just the life I chose, and certain people choose that lifestyle because we look at that as if like the outlaw lifestyle is.
Maybe it's considered cool, like
oh yeah, it is, but it's constructed to be that way.
Yeah,
it's constructed. That's why you'll have mainstream artists who are positive, but you don't hear their music that much. But you'll hear like WAP by Megan Thee Stallion and all that. You'll hear all the negative stuff.
All the negative
stuff. Yeah, it's perpetuated that way. They're not going to let that happen in country music. If anybody come in with country music like that, man, them white folks is not finna let that come out. But us, they wanna push it.
Yeah, like this guy called Shabuzi. The guy, he's making music on, is it country music? Yeah, but he's not as big as someone like maybe. I'm trying to look for someone who does rap music on maybe Migos or something of the sort. He has not been accepted as those guys.
Yeah, because we got one that I think has been pretty much accepted. Darius Rucker. He used to be in an old school band, and he I think was accepted. But for the most part, now man, they gatekeep. We're the only ones that don't gatekeep because we don't actually run it. It's not African Americans who run the music industry. That's why you see right now that you see so many African American artists staying independent,
Mm.
and now you see the African artists is the ones that are signing the deals because we know what comes with that, but a lot of African artists don't, so they believe like, okay, I'm finna make it out. Like, okay, you finna get something, you finna get a whole lot of something that you don't want to get, but you don't know that yet because they think, okay, this is the place to go to. This is how I'm gonna make my dreams come true, and they can if they play it right, but it's just too tricky. It's too tricky when you're dealing with America and Americans.
What?
Yeah.
How would you convince a young African American who has never been to Africa or has never known anything about Africa? There is a continent that you're supposed to connect with.
That is a good question, and I would start by seeing how that person is, because not everybody wants to come to Africa.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us that had a lot of bad dealings with Africans. I've had a lot of bad dealings with Africans in America, but I knew like this person. I had a lot of dealings with African American people. I had terrible dealings with African American people, but I still love them. You see what I'm saying? There's always a good and a bad, so I'm never gonna look at one person or a couple people and be like, this is how Africans are. Because I got a lot of African homeboys back home who straight from Africa, and they'll tell you, like, they believed all the lies. When they came there, they listened to white people, they never messed with us, they didn't want to be associated with us. And they said, after a while, they had that Negro wake-up call. And I was like, it's all good. But that's my people's now. So I would just see what it is, why is it? Because for the most part, the biggest thing that you hear in America is Africans don't like us. That is the biggest thing. You will always hear that. Africans don't. And I always say, who told you that? Who told you that?
I think it's a narrative to make African and African American to have a disconnect.
For sure. Yeah, you can't have them. There's millions, if not billions of us on this planet. Like, you have to keep us divided. If every person that's melanated woke up today and we all said this is what the change is gonna happen, they would have to change it.
Of course.
What were they gonna do? That's why when they say, when you have the white people in America saying, we wanna kick out all African Americans, please do. Kick us all. You know how fast that nation would crumble if all African Americans was to leave there and to come here. Man, come on. It's no. And another reason why is because, like, first off, they don't. Cause I seen a lot of stuff when it came to South Africans, Afrikaners, saying that they didn't want us. They didn't want us in South Africa. That's because when it comes to Africans, I can say like Kenyans and African Americans are more alike than I would say Ugandan and African Americans, because in Uganda, if they don't like what's going on in their country, they're just gonna be like, okay. But Kenyans, you see all the riding, and you see all the riding we do, it's like we're not going for that. So you have to keep those people away from each other. Because what happens if you get a whole bunch of Kenyans and African Americans together, people who are known to protest and be violent, and what's going to happen if we tell you guys, okay, well, listen, this is what you want us to do, we're not going to do that anymore. This is what we're going to do. What are they going to do? They can't kill all of us. They can't kill all of us. Come on, man. That's the whole point, is to make sure. That's why because regardless of, when I look at people and I try to tell them a tribe, a race, a tribe, all this stuff that we go by, that we divide ourselves with, it's all man-made. None of that is real. None of that is truly real.
It's a narrative. It's just a narrative to make sure that you are totally disoriented with these people, and there is some imaginary line that is in between, so that you cannot get to know what this person believe and this person believe, but when you look at each other, that imaginary line will be like, you hate me, I also hate you. So if you close this line, there will be a battle.
Oh, for sure.
But when you get to understand, okay, so there has been an imaginary line of disconnect somewhere here. The moment I get to step on this side and understand what this person believes in and what drives this person, and we get to correlate now, positive way, we can do much bigger, and we can bring much change in this world.
Oh yeah.
with that, nothing will ever change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all designed, man. And I hate to say it, but we play a part in that.
Mm-hmm.
We always play a part in that. You know, that's
you
why
accept. Oh,
we
you
accept
accept that.
You know, that's why I tell African Americans all the time. You'll have African Americans in America who will say, "Oh, the reason why I can't make it is because white people hold us down. The reason why I can't do that is because the white man has did this, the white man has did that." Bro, you can't. You have to accept responsibility. Because my story, like, bro, I didn't been to jail. I didn't did all the wild stuff to where I could be like, it was the white man. No, it was me. It was me.
You had to lead to a point whereby, you know what? I have to be accountable of everything that I have done, and I have to put my foot down and accept this and make sure, you know what? Nothing is going to limit me. Even though they talk about the whitewash and the white man and everything, it's up to me to change that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got to do instead of accepting. And that's one thing that trips me out about black people worldwide is because we will be so quick to hate on each other. So like, bro, we all deal with the same problem. We have the same enemy.
We are fighting the same enemy, but we still want to fight
ourselves. And it's so crazy. It's just like, whatever. But then you get the whole thing of, okay, so now when it comes to Africa, like trying to get us to coming over, more and more African Americans are starting to say no because there's this notion that, okay, now you guys are coming over with American dollars. Now you have to fix what's going on. You have to help. You have to fix it. We're not going to fix nothing because we have to fix America. Everything we went through, and a lot of people don't know our history in that country. They think that when slavery was abolished, that everything was just given to us, like it was all good. Like, okay, yeah, hey, y'all take this, and nah, it was terrible. It was terrible. We went through Jim Crow, the Ku Klux Klan, all that. It was terrible, but we had to fight, and we had to make sure it was better. We didn't have no help. There was no African country
make sure,
that came and helped us.
We have to fix
exactly.
that.
So, from an American perspective, we can't help fix nothing over here. We can't help fix nothing. The only thing we can do is bring money in, but that's not gonna. Money's not gonna fix the economy.
Money, new ideas.
That's it.
And
but that's
good,
not gonna fix a society.
Yeah.
What's gonna fix a society is, which that's why I say with a lot of the stuff I see about Gen Z, a lot of stuff I hear about those kids, when I listen to what they believe and what they want, I'm like, this is the fix.
This is the fix.
They're going to. I have 100%. Like, I know Gen Z is going to really do a lot of good for Kenya, for sure.
For sure.
And that's one thing that, and I feel like with my generation of people in America, you know, it's a little sad because it's like we going down this hole where it's just like, hey, I don't even want to be a part of it. But some of us are waking up, some of us aren't. But I don't know, man.
The wake up call is, you know, hitting home to some of people who are open minded and getting to see. This is something that has to be done.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, if you look at back in the day when we had the Million Man March with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and you look at the unity and how close we were tight knit together. Yeah. Now, when the CIA seen that, when they were like, nah, no, it was the FBI. I'm sorry, my bad, not the CIA, the FBI. Once they seen that, and Edgar Hoover, and his whole purpose was, they said the FBI, they said the biggest threat to America is a black messiah. That is the biggest threat to, they said, the world. Yeah. Is to have a black person that other black people look at. That's why they trying to get rid of Abraham Trail. Because they look at him like, okay, they seen that we were marching in America. They were, Africans was marching everywhere. And like, as soon as they see that, then Lane came out, that Lane. And then once everybody started was like, bro, shut up. Then they fired him. Now they're gonna put another black face in there to try to, bro, it's the same playbook. Nobody's falling for it. At
this right now, people are trying. They're getting more smarter, and they're getting to see some of the things that we have always been told, or things that have always been there, is the fact that they want us to believe in a certain thing and not believe in the reality of things. Yeah.
And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna focus on what you're doing, and they're gonna put it on the screen, just like what was the BBC documentary that came out? The blood.
Blood Parliament.
Blood Parliament.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
They did a whole documentary on that.
Yeah.
But don't they have soldiers here who has been killing and raping women? If I'm not mistaken, they have soldiers here. British
Yeah,
soldiers.
the Batuk. They're in.
Right, and that's what and it was British.
Nanyuki, something of the sort.
And it's been not even just a little bit of women. It's been a lot. But they will never put a documentary out about that.
Never.
They will stay quiet about that. But every time there's something your government does, they're always gonna say, because they want you destabilized. They want it like that. The blood part. They will never talk about the bad things they do over here. They will never talk about. They do it in America. They do the same thing, bro. They will talk about all the bad stuff in America all day. You will hear about a black person stealing something from the store. It'll make national news. Black man stole 6 cartons of cigarettes, but then this white guy killed and raped 100 children. You won't even see it make the news. It's like, what is it?
Yeah, because sometimes I have some friends who are in the state, and sometimes we sit down and have such conversation and be like, you know what? There is maybe like an example. Someone just went to the store and maybe they bought everything and they have the receipt, and police will be called on that guy.
Yeah,
but there will be a white person who comes in that store with a AR-15, shoots the whole
store, and they'll take him away,
and then it will not go past that state.
That's it. It's crazy.
Damn,
it's crazy. It is crazy, bro. That's why I was telling when we went to Metal, I was explaining to a guy. I said it is so dangerous that if you are in a car and you are pulled over by a cop, nothing will save you. You have to listen to exactly what they say, and you have to repeat it twice. So if he says, keep your hands on the steering wheel, if he says that get your license and registrations, you need to say it twice. My license is in my pocket, I have to reach in and get it.
Yeah.
And if he says okay, now I'm reaching in my pocket to get my license. But don't just go reach it, because Philando Castile, bro, they shot through his daughter was in the back seat in a baby chair. They didn't care. And that cop got away with it. They can kill you in broad daylight on national television.
They said that there was no. What would they say? There is a phrase they use. There was no bad.
Probable cause.
I can't remember the actual. That's
what they always say. There's a probable cause. I thought.
Yeah.
I feared for my life, so I had probable cause. If they fear for their life, they have probable cause to kill you.
You're gone.
So if you just scare them a little bit, they can kill you.
If you just
you out of there. You sneeze, you out of there. Bro, they had a woman. She was a cop. She went in, it was in Florida too. I think it was in Tampa. She went into a guy's house. Wasn't even her house. Shot him up. I don't know if he's died or whatever, but then she didn't even get arrested. She initially didn't get arrested. And I'm like, wow, how do you initially? And they're talking about, I thought, she just thought it was her house. She thought it was her house, so she could mistakenly, a white person could mistakenly walk into your house, shoot you up, and they'll be like, oh, it's all right. They thought it was their house. Man, get out of here. Or even the other guy who ran, he was jogging, and they killed him. They didn't make an arrest until 2 months later. Now, trust me, everybody who got arrested is doing life now. They're actually locked up because they had no reason to kill him. But these are the things that we deal with on a daily basis. Like, you get pulled over, there's a chance that you could lose your life.
So every African who wants to go to the States, know that you're going to deal with 2 major issues. 1, racism.
For sure.
2, police will always be.
For sure. Actually, you guys have one that we don't have to deal with. So first, you're going to deal with our racism, and you're going to deal with all that because you're black, but you're an immigrant. We're not immigrants, so you're still going to deal with that immigration thing. You're still going to deal with people like that, which it's not necessarily on an everyday basis. You might live there 3 years and not experience it once. It's possible.
It's possible.
But you're still going to experience it. It's impossible for you to move to America and live the rest of your life in America and say, yeah, I didn't deal with nothing unless you're in denial. Wow. If you're in denial, then yeah. But nah, it's impossible.
Okay, that has been wrong and crazy about that. But for an African American who is deciding to relocate to Africa, would you advise them to sell all their belongings?
Never.
Or should they come here with a certain amount of money and stay here while they have something they're doing back home, or they have left back home as a security?
Yeah, so for any African American that's going to move here, if they have a home or anything like that, I would never suggest to sell it. Because simple fact is they could definitely make money off of it. But I was, because I hear the stories, man, that they sell all their stuff and come out here and then they're broke in 6 months. If you don't have an income coming out here, do not come out here because you will go broke. Do not come out here. For real, do not come out here. Visit for sure, but man, don't sell all your stuff. That's because you never know. Number one thing is I never owned a home in America because I was gonna buy one, but the prices are way too high right now. So but I'm still gonna purchase a home in America, and I do plan on living here. But if anything happens to where I have to bug out, and like something happened in Kenya and it's just not safe here, then yes, I'm going back to America for sure. Because I would rather be in America if another country tries to invade versus being in Kenya. Because in Kenya, I can't own weapons here. In America, I got assault rifles, I got rounds on top of rounds.
Yeah, you can just walk into a store and buy Glock 17 and whatever. Yeah. So what are some of the industries as an African American relocating to here, if you want to do a business, someone should look into investing in?
So as far as a business out here, that one right now, I would say I'm not sure because my businesses are still my main business outside of selling is music production. So I sell to everybody worldwide, so everything's on the internet. I would definitely say to anybody, I don't care where you're from, even if you're from Kenya, always find a way to where you can have a product that's online. Because then you open up to
your audience.
Exactly. And mine is a digital product. So I sell it and I don't have to pay any kind of shipping fees or anything. Like you can get it right there. So even if it's a course or a coaching, whatever, I suggest anybody get an online business, a digital product to sell. But I'm still looking into it myself because there are certain things that I want. I'm an herbalist, practicing herbalist, so I would love to open up an apothecary out here. I think that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure it's not, but I would definitely love to open an herbalism herb store out here for sure. Because you guys, your herbs are all like. That's another thing that was a culture shock. I expected to come to Kenya and have like the best of herbs, but everything is just ground. It's all powder.
We do powder.
And I don't do powder at all because one thing is for sure is you can get, people have been doing, what is it? It's like the wood. They'll take the wood.
The wood shavings.
Wood shavings. And they'll literally
sell it to you
as powder. And it's like you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
So I like the roots and the leaves. So I would love to open one up like that out here, but I'm not sure yet. I know Airbnbs is another thing people do.
Real estate is another thing. So, but if you really want to be in the herb industry, the best way is to look into the Maasai community, the Ma community. Those people, they get the herbs. They don't go to the hospital. They go to the farms, to the wild, to the wilderness, get the herbs and come and if they want to boil, if they want to do to sun dry them, however they're gonna do it, and then that's how they survive. So I know those ones, if I really need to get herbs, those are the people that I go to. Also for me, if not that, my grandma was a herbalist. So at least I have some knowledge on that. So if I can tell, okay, this is not real deal, I know where to get this. So if you are to look into that, the Maasai are the best people to work with. They get them from the wild. Most of them, they are pastoralists and they live in the wild, so they know cure for ulcers, cure for headache, everything. So what advice would you give to African Americans, Africans, and the world in general?
I would just say, when it comes to our people, we gotta get it together. We can't afford to sit here and argue about this pettiness. We can't afford this. The only thing we need to do is work together. And I've taken, because I'm the type now to where, okay, if I see that you're the type of black person that doesn't want to do this, I'm not even gonna work with you. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my own thing. But we just need to work with each other, and all that internet beef is a lot of that stuff isn't real, man. I do know.
It's a psyop, yeah.
Yeah, the things that is happening in America definitely is real when it comes to like a lot of African Americans talking about boycotting African businesses. But one, I can say a lot of those businesses are definitely West African and West Indians. So I always try to tell people that, like, listen, that's West Africans, because I've never really heard any beef between Kenyans and African Americans. The only time I hear about it is if a Kenyan is reiterating something that African Americans said, and I'm like, they were talking about a West African, because like a lot of the times they'll have stores and, you know, treatment might not be preferable or, you know, but even that, it doesn't matter. You have to learn that none of that matters. We have to work together, and we have to be able to depend on each other, because we can't depend on nobody else. This entire planet of people, these people don't care if we fall. They don't care. The only people who care is us. So we're the only ones that's going to be able to fix our problems. So we have to work together. That is it. We have to work together, because regardless, people, if we look alike, trust me, everybody else in this world, that's why you have a country like America and the UK who was once at war, they're like this now. Why? Because they're working with each other. Maybe the ideologies and whatever they believe in are aligning. Yeah, they'll put that all to the side just to make sure everything happens. And I do know that, you know, you have a lot of, you know, people out here who are just like, well, you know, well, the Russians are going to help us. They're not going to save us either. They're going to do the same thing. They just want their turn. They're like, everybody else had a turn on Africa. We want our turn too. But no, they don't. Because if you look at what that government does to its own people, okay.
Don't joke with them.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
So tell people one more time what you do and where they can find you.
So I am a music producer, and I do YouTube. You can find me at Aelu Congo. That is spelled AYELUKANGO on Instagram and on YouTube. Holla at me if you guys want to work. I know there's a lot of musicians out here that's been reaching out to me. They've been finding me, but I'm not ignoring y'all. But it's just a lot of musicians, because I do make very good music. Yeah. But I got people. I'm trying to work with all y'all. Trust me. There's a lot of things I'm trying to do, but it's gonna take time. So for sure, Aelu Congo, at Aelu Congo, and you'll find me everywhere.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So guys, it's been an interesting conversation. I hope you enjoy, and if you have any other suggestion that you would want to hear from me, please reach out to me on my IG, or you can leave a comment down and I will get back to you, or I will consider that suggestion. So it's been an amazing tete-a-tete. These episodes are going to continue more and more and more, and we were gonna travel together. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Ciao, I'm gonna see you on the next episode. It's been a pleasure to have you and have you sit down.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for, accepting my invitation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
All right, kwaheri.
Kwaheri ya kuonana.
Hey.
Kwaheri ya kuonana.
Kuonana.
Yes.
Kwaheri kuonana.
Yes.
Hey, mimi ni Mkenya.
Nice one.